This team preview video is brought to you by Hustle and Flow. Easily accessible contests, giveaways, and prizes right at your fingertips on Facebook. And by Hustle and Flow Sports. Your chance to win some of the best sports memorabilia and more. Check out their page on Facebook and enter today. New Boston may be a small village in southeastern Ohio, but the Tigers have put their name on the map in the basketball world over the past couple seasons.
It's crazy, it's definitely something to be proud of. Coming into a program that was, not the best in previous years and just turning that around, going and winning at the combo, winning regional championships, going to state. It's surreal. It's the best feeling ever.
When you go to Glenwood High School to face the New Boston Tigers, you know what you're going to get: a scrappy opponent and a hostile atmosphere.
If we know one thing that New Boston, under me and for years in the past, is that we're going to be scrappy, we're going to be quick, we're going to be trapping, we're going to be all over the place. And when you come to the Den, this place is going to be packed because we have one of the best fan bases around. So we're always proud of that.
Yeah, I think it's great to be in a small school and everybody knows everybody, and we always have support. I mean, volleyball has support, basketball, all the sports get support from the village, and that factored into last year's and previous teams. I feel like when it's packed and we got it rocking, it's just gives us so much momentum going forward, and when we get that momentum, we can't really be stopped.
The program has combined those ingredients along with several other factors for their recipe of success in trying to produce a powerhouse program.
Being from the village and being born and raised here, and I grew up on Glenwood, and I didn't have to do much. I just was myself, and I relied on all of my friends and family inside the village, and they really just rallied around me. The village has always been strong on Tiger pride. It's always been, since the day I can remember. I'm getting chill bumps talking about it, because I can remember the teams of the Anita Littons and all those girls team Beanie and all those girls teams that went to the regionals. And I can remember Steve Jenkins's team with Scott and Chris Porter and those teams that went in for in '85. And then I remember the Lopers. So just me being part of all that culture growing up really was easy for me to just bring it out and just be myself. It wasn't really anything special that I did, or I think, and I don't realize that I did it until people like you or someone says it, just because that's my nature and that's who I am and that's how I've been raised here in New Boston, to be that way as a Tiger. So I really don't notice it much.
As head coach Adam Cox gets set for his 5th season, he'll do so with even greater expectations. His pride and energy as a coach doesn't go unnoticed by those who play for him.
It all starts with him. He's a great coach, a great leader. He's like a second dad to me. He's taught me right from wrong, more stuff and more life too, just outside of basketball, and just making me a better man as a better player too.
He always wants to win, and that's the good thing about him, and he's been coaching us since we were little, so he's always been like that. When he gets hype, I feel like we get hyped, because say if we do something wrong, he'll yell at us, tear into us. Then we'll just we'll pick it up, and when he gets hyped, it's over. He's done great. For me, he's always been around me. He's like family, so he's always pointed me in the right directions in sports and life. But I felt like when he came here, everybody knew that we were going to be special, because he'd do anything for us kids, and that's all you need in a coach.
They make it easy for me to love them like I do unconditionally, because they love me back, and they show the proper appreciation as young men to always show how thankful and grateful they are for what we do have here at New Boston and what I am able to help them with in life. But
that rejuvenated energy in the halls of Glenwood have attracted some players like Brady, Voiers, and Devin Allard, who had moved from the school to return to their old stomping grounds.
It was tough. I had to adjust and do, even if I played on JV, just did what coach told me to do, and just make sure I'm following the game plan and make sure I try to earn my minutes, because nothing will be handed to you. We all had to fight for spots. We just really missed it, and me and Tanner, I mean, we wanted to come back. It was like everyone knew we wanted to come back. And my dad even wanted us to come back because, like, you know, we just wanted to be back home. And just coming back here, I think it was the best decision that we've made so far, and I wouldn't change anything about it.
It's been good. I've really been welcome coming back because I used to go here before, so it's been going good. Playing against them, it was rough, but now being with them, it's going to be a fun year.
This team preview video is brought to you by Hustle and Flow. Easily accessible contests, giveaways, and prizes right at your fingertips on Facebook. And by Hustle and Flow Sports. Your chance to win some of the best sports memorabilia and more. Check out their page on Facebook and enter today. Coming off a Final Four run a year ago and departing some key cogs to graduation, this team will without a doubt look a lot different.
Well, we graduated a lot of talent last year with Kyle and Chase and Tanner. Last year, a lot of games we didn't have to come too prepared, didn't have to study, get scouting reports. So this year we're going to have to, every game's going to be a dogfight. So we're going to have to get ready and prepare for every game like it's state championship. It's a lot different, but I think we're going to be ready for it. I think people think that we're down this year because we lost all them, but we're still coming out strong. Like, they think we're going to be down, but we're good.
Thinking back, losing Cade Conley and Kyle McQuithy, Eddie Phipps and Drake and all those kids that we lost my first year, we lost a big chunk of seniors that year. It's relatively about the same as this year. Just the outcome wasn't the same as what the year previous had did. But we lost a big chunk of seniors that year. My very first year, we had a lot of seniors that played a lot of minutes, and we lost those. And we plugged those people in with Grady as a freshman and Jerome as a freshman, and just people plugged in those spots, and Malachi stepped up into a role. So it's similar to what we're going through this year. This year's team is going to be different as far as height goes. You know, we lost Chase, who was the Defensive Player of the Year in the SOC and did a great job of controlling the middle for us. We lost, obviously, Tanner, who was one of the leading scorers in the area, could score the basketball inside and out, and Tanner was a mismatch problem for a lot of people that tried to guard him. If you guarded him with small or quickness, we just posted him up. If you left him open, he would knock it down. So Tanner was always a tough matchup. Losing Devon was a special type of player that you just don't come around. Devon was great at a lot of things, whether it was rebounding or loose balls or running the floor or just being a great teammate. Vaughn did so many things good for our program that it'd be hard to replace him. And then, of course, you have Kyle Sexton, who we lost. I think he was pretty good for us for a few years. I can't remember how well he was. No. Kyle was a great player for me for 4 years, and a lot of what we have here and what I've been able to accomplish has been able to have players like Malachi and Tyler and Cade and the McQuithies and Sexton and Voiers and Clark and Vaughn and McKinley and Jackson and the other Voiers. Those kids make it easy for me to be a coach.
In the absence of some of those former standouts, Jackson and Voiers will have to up their game as leaders in the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, years before, I've kind of been like, had leaders with me, like had seniors, upperclassmen, but being an upperclassman this year, you know, I just gotta learn to take that role of being a leader, talk to my teammates in a way that's positive, keeping them up, and just always have my chest puffed out and chin up. Having people like Malachi Potts, Tyler Codwell, Kyle Sexton, they're all leaders, like natural-born leaders. They taught me pretty much a lot of what I know now, and you know, I just got to take a lot from what they gave me and just use it this year.
We were at school with each other every day. We talked to each other. We had the same classes. And me and Grady, we've been best friends ever since we were second grade, so we've always had that connection and chemistry. But I feel like we'll mesh together real fine here, especially with the new kids coming in and going to have to step up and play some big minutes.
They make sure that we're working at like our highest potential. When we're doing something wrong, they come pick us up and tell us that what we're doing wrong and try to fix it.
While Cox and his coaching staff adjust to the new names and numbers, one thing will remain the same: their approach to the game.
We got to play scrappy, hard, fight for every loose ball, every play. Just always think that we're the underdog and we got something to prove.
I see some great things. I mean, Devin Allard, he's just coming in. To me, he's very special because, you know, he can shoot, and we've been working on him with that left hand, and if he gets that down, it's going to be hard for teams to stop him. And just everyone I feel like has been playing good. We have to have that competitive edge and like make sure that we're always like diving on loose balls and like getting bolts of energy. Because of that, this year we're going to have to be a scrappy team. We're going to have to feed off momentum and capitalize on opponents' mistakes.
We just got to bring it every night, you know. Losing Kyle, Tanner, and all of them, it's going to be rough, but, you know, we just got to bring the fight 10 times harder than last year.
With the graduating players gone from last year's team, it now becomes next man up for New Boston.
But the new pieces that we have that I feel comfortable about is obviously you met Devin Allard earlier. He's a 6'2" guard, long wingspan, can shoot the ball, can get to the basket, plays as a guard, but has a 6'2" frame. So we're working on him getting a little bit stronger with the ball, developing both hands, and being more confident in his game. Sometimes I think he leaves a little bit of things unfinished because he's not used to having that killer instinct, which he'll learn that it's a must-have pretty soon. He's learning today. I came in the gym, I said, if I catch you not going to the basket hard 175 times today, you're going to just run the whole time you're here. So I came back in, and he was talking to Grady, and I said, Grady, I don't want him talking to you. I want him to go to the basket hard 175 times. So they'll learn. They'll learn their roles, and they'll learn what's expected here and how hard we work and what goes into being a Tiger. But we got Mark Rivers, kid that's here, first year varsity experience. He'll be playing this year. He's about 6'6", brings a little bit of size and athleticism to us, runs the floor extremely well. Block shots, plays defense, rebounds great. But it'll be a raw and he'll be a project, but he's only a junior. So he'll be in there with Devin, and we'll be growing for the future. Not only this year, but for the next couple of years, we should be relatively pretty well with a 6'2" and a 6'6" kid that we're adding to the mix this year. So then you got to think you'll have Luke Henson, who will step up and play some big minutes from the JV squad. Luke's been in the program going on 3 years now. Luke's that kid that he will do whatever I ask him to do. So that's how Luke will find his minutes. If I tell him to guard someone, or this is what you do, or get on the floor, or rebound, or don't let no, Luke will do whatever he has to do to play, and he's that type of kid. So I look for Luke to have a big season. We have some other seniors that are going to contribute. Josh Tabor, a senior guard. Levi Bowman is a senior, and they'll both contribute with some big minutes, and Levi's capable of playing some great minutes for us. So we're excited to have those two seniors on the squad. We also have two other seniors that'll be getting minutes and in there fighting for time, and that's Josh Alley and Seth Perry. Seth played some big minutes for us in last year's tournament run. Ate some minutes up in the Grandview Heights game when we were in foul trouble. So I look for Seth to be able to play a major role and to even look to start some games for us, because Seth is very smart on the floor. Just got to get him used to making better decisions with the ball and being a varsity player from where he was a JV player last year. But I look for Seth to really step up as well. But our depth is crazy. When I say that, Brady was our sixth man last year, and after Brady, we kind of fell to Seth at 7, but we didn't go any further past 7, even through the whole state tournament run. So this year, I feel like from Grady to Brady, 3 through 10 is all about who's going to put in the work and work ethic and effort and practices to be able to take those starting spots and minutes. And you'll see some kids develop throughout the season that eat up more minutes and get better, and you'll see some kids that start to improve throughout the season, I'm sure, because we still are going to be a little bit young and raw at some spots. But I'm excited for this year's challenge.
The Tigers are geared up to make yet another deep playoff run this year. Coach Cox knows it wouldn't be possible without the help from the community.
Hey, thanks for spicing it up with Ben Spicer and the New Boston Tigers.
Want to thank everybody in the village for always being positive with us and always being supportive. Last year's Final Four run was something that'll be rememberable for this village and these kids in this school for years to come. And Mayor Williams, Steve Hamilton, all of our village firefighters and police department, I want to thank you guys. Our sponsors, proudest sponsors of Hustle and Flow Sports, Hustle and Flow on Facebook. You can visit them on Facebook, but you also got to mention Ollie's Burgers and Barbecue, Desco Federal Credit Union, Kim down at Carpet Plus, Sauter County Smiles down here. They do their thing with us, and Burt Murphin with Craig Massey, just a bunch of different sponsors that always make things great here. Automania, Marty Moore is our main sponsor. He helps these kids out more than anybody ever realizes. So just the counseling center helped us get that bus to Dayton last year. Just a lot of people that I feel like I still owe thanks to. But just want to let everybody know that this year's Tigers will be hungrier and more after it than any Tigers I think that we've ever seen in the last couple of years, just because we feel like no one expects us to be anywhere what we were, and we realize that, but at the same time we feel like we're still the champs until someone takes it from us. So until then, we are NB.
This team preview video is brought to you by Hustle and Flow. Easily accessible contests, giveaways, and prizes right at your fingertips on Facebook, and by Hustle and Flow Sports. Your chance to win some of the best sports memorabilia and more. Check out their page on Facebook and enter today.